Are sticks or whips for punishment? The big debate out there. Do we need a stick or do we don't need a stick? Are they cruel or are they just a tool? So I have Ville here and we're going to demonstrate and talk about why we use a stick and why not to use a stick if they are really a cruel thing. So I certainly don't think that sticks are for punishment, because punishment is a human term that horses don't really understand. So we don't want to use that tool at all, or that concept with the horse, because they don't understand it. It's not something natural to horses. But why do we then use a stick? Well, the thing is, if you look at the horse, like this is Ville. If you look at him, he is not tall. He has a long body. But if you then look at me, I have a tall body, maybe a little bit of a round body, but I don't have a long body. I have a tall body. So in order for me to communicate more like a horse and be more effective in a horse type language, then I need to be longer. So that's why I use a stick, so I can be as long as the horse. And I can even be longer if I do this. And that's basically every horse on the planet. I can be longer than the horse. And if I'm a bit longer than the horse, I actually have kind of the upper hand and I can be more effective if I need to. But otherwise I can be very clear. So I can stand here and I can actually influence the back of the horse like this. Now I don't really want him to move right now, but I just show you, I can influence the back part of the horse without having to go there, which makes me a lot faster than the horse and very effective. The other thing is, I can also stand here at a safe distance. If my horse is a little bit defensive and a little bit worried, I can stand here and actually show my horse and pet him with the stick, with a long body, with a long arm, and show him that the stick is not dangerous. I am not dangerous. I'm just petting him all over the body, and he can then understand that I want him the best and I can be at a safe distance from my horse. And that is why we use a stick. Then of course I use more of a stiff one than like a whip that has this kind of tendency, so that I can actually take this stick, I can pet him with it and he can actually feel it, and I can actually feel kind of nice. Instead, if I have a thin whip, it's just like tickling, and I don't want to do that too much. And I can also take it because it's stiff, and I can actually push the horse like this. Ville is not really motivated to move, so I can push him backwards like this if I need more room. But I can also do this. I can have a little string here, so I can do something like this, kind of help him to get confident in a strange situation. Or I can have it like especially in the summertime when all the flies are there, I can actually use it to kind of wave away the flies from the horse, and he can feel that as a very nice kind of thing. But I can also use it kind of at a distance to I'm adding energy here, and I can kind of say, can you move away from my energy? And that makes it a lot more effective and also a lot more clear to the horse than if I'm kind of doing this with my body. It's not that clear to the horse what I'm doing, but if I do this with this one here, it's very clear that I'm talking to this part and I'm asking it to move backwards. That's very effective. And also if I have my horse out on the side, like I can ask his nose to go over there, and I can ask his front end to follow that direction and move it away from me like this. And then because I have the stick, I can actually work and communicate with my horse from a larger distance and be much more effective than having to be up close all the time, touching or moving myself quite a lot. And that makes me again having a bit of an upper hand because I'm a lot quicker than the horse, and that makes him kind of automatically respect me without having to ask for respect. Just because I'm a bit faster, I'm a bit more effective than he is, and I can influence the horse from a greater distance very specifically. And that is a huge advantage that we can have as humans using some tools to influence and communicate with the horse so that he will get a better understanding, and he will get cleverer, and he will get more knowledge about what I want and how I want it to happen. And that can develop him into the greatest partner that we want. So that is why I use the stick. The stick is not for punishment. People punish horses. It's not the stick that punishes. And if you are a person who punishes horses, then it doesn't matter if you have a stick, a whip, a rope, a hand, a leg, or whatever, then you will still punish the horse. So that's kind of the point of it all. It's not bad to use a stick. It can be bad to use a stick. It's not good to use a stick. It can be very good to use a stick. So it's all a matter of how we use it in order for the horse to understand what it means. So it's definitely not for punishment. Not in my world, not in the horse's world, but in some people's worlds, it only means punishment, because that's kind of how they think and act. And we don't want to be that, so hopefully you don't want to be that. So that was a little tips about the stick and why we use it and how we can use it. And hopefully you got a lot out of it, and see you on the next video.